They died in them lifetimes in them bodies, man. But you know, of course, they back here today, still waiting on that promise. Why? It says, but having seen them afar off, they still spiritually still see it, still see the finish line, if you will, and we see the finish line. You know, it says, and we're persuaded of them. We let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Ain't nobody had to drill the truth in your head when you heard it. You know, ain't nobody had to, like, you know, hammer and nail it, you know, in your mental. You just was persuaded. And that's how we are. We just persuaded. We just know. You know, will show me this, and no, I just know. From speaking for myself and other brothers on the four corners of the earth, we just know. We feel it. It says, and embraced them and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. It says, for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. It says, but now they desire a better country that is in heavenly, whereof the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power. For he hath prepared for them a city, talking about the kingdom of heaven. You know, just like Yahushua said, I'm paraphrasing, you know, but he says, I go to make a place for you. You know what I mean? It's already prepared. You know, this kingdom that we about to inherit, it's already prepared for us. We just gotta wait for it. You know? I'm gonna continue on though. Hebrews 11:17. By faith, you know, speaking on Abraham again. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac. And he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son. Going back to Abraham, all right? When the Most High told him to sacrifice Isaac, he didn't flinch. And that's deep. That's his child. You love your child, right? But his faith in the Most High overrides, if you will, the love he had for Isaac. And, you know, that's how we got to be willing to sacrifice. Pray that the Most High put that spirit on us in the moment to be able to do something like that, you know? But that's faith. You know, it says, of whom it was said, Salakia, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. It says, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up, even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. So he was willing to sacrifice Isaac because in his mind he had faith that the Most High could raise my son back up anyway. It's just, you know, it's just a test. He'll raise him back up anyway. But we know in the story that the Most High ultimately stopped him at the last minute. It's the triumphs to show his faith. These acts of faith that we see in the scriptures are for us to learn from, man, to have that faith. You know what I mean? Above all things. Yeah, you know, the law, you know, we preach the law. You're supposed to follow the law to the best of your ability. All right? But you see, the acts of faith is being ran down. Once again, I'm not, I know how you niggas is. You know, I'm not saying nothing negative about the law. You know, we all try to follow the law to the best of our ability. All right? But just as it pertains to this chapter, you see the faith, It is all acts of faith, and then the Most High gave these people blessings, man. Because they was just willing to do what he say and have faith, man. You know what I'm saying? In those situations, like when the Most High told Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, that's tough, man. You know, that's a tough thing to do. But once again, Abraham was so in the spirit, he ain't even flinch. He said, F it, and showed, an immense amount of faith in that situation, right? But I'm gonna continue on. It says, by faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. By faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worshiped, leaning upon the top of his staff. It says, by faith Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Israel and gave commandment concerning his bones. By faith Moses, all right, now it's going to get into Moses. All right, by faith Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandments. Now, why wouldn't they be afraid of the king's commandments? They got faith in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? They ain't scared of the king's commandments. When Israel, when we in captivity, these heathens like to have their way with us. You know what I'm saying? In every captivity, man. The Most High put that spirit on them. It's like Esau been having his way with Jake for a long time. But, the reason that they weren't afraid of the king's commandment, because they had faith in the Most High. They go to faith again. It says, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Why? He had faith in the Most High. Oh, he's my people. Moses could have easily, lived it up. For real. He was damn royalty. Would have been considered royalty as an Egyptian at that time. But he sacrificed all that to go suffer with his brethren, man. Because he had faith, Faith, man. It says, esteeming the reproach of Christ, all right, greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. He had respect unto the recompense of the reward, knowing that if he suffered, that's what, would make him a righteous man. Because, being a righteous man in any heathenistic society, you make yourself a target. But we believe, just like Moses had faith at that time, that we gonna receive a reward for that, Lord willing. All right. It says, by faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. All right, seeing him who is invisible. Now go back to Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right, Moses knew that. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. So that's why he ain't fear the king's commandment. That's why he was able to endure. Because he saw him who was invisible. He saw Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and that's how we feel. We feel like, we see, not we feel like, but we see he who is invisible as well. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So we continue to endure, just like this example of Moses. For he endured, not fearing the wrath of the king. We don't fear the wrath of the king either. We know we in the crosshairs, but we know we're going to get a reward, Lord willing. It says, through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By faith they passed through the Red Sea, as by dry land, which the Egyptians, essaying to do, were drowned. By faith the walls of Jericho fell down, after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received spies with peace. All right. So it goes into faith, man. Just, having the faith, man, in this thing, because the Most High has left this is just going down with many examples of having faith in the Most High delivering you, man. So, don't get weary, don't stop believing. Cause maybe things ain't, moving how you want them to move, or you ain't in the position you want to be in. Because greater tribulation has been placed on people who got through it just having faith, man. The wars of Jericho, all right? The harlot Rahab, you know? It says, and what shall I more say? For the time will fail me to tell of Gideon and of Barak and of Samson and of Salakia, I can't pronounce it, but Jephthah, Salakia. It says of David also and Samuel and of the prophets. So it's, he said, for the time will fail me to tell you of all these people. I could go on and on about, those who have faith and those who the Most High, show favor to because of it. It says who through faith, faith again, subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, all right, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Okay, these are all the acts that men, all right, with the faith. Okay, and it mentioned Rahab too, but men with the faith, all right, can do, man. Look what the Most High can do for you, man. All right, subdue kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtain promises, stop the mouth of lions. You know about Daniel and the lions den. I quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword. Out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens, man. You do anything through faith. Like Yahweh Shah said, the faith of a mustard seed, man. You'll be able to move mountains. The Most High just wants you an Israelite, he just wants you to, what they say, wholeheartedly, trust him, man. Like when Daniel was thrown in the lion's den, he wasn't in there, shook up and shit. He was, I know the Most High gonna save me. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He said if the Most High save, basically what he's saying is the Most High save us, that's good. If the Most High don't save us, that's good too. Because they just have faith in the Most High. I'm gonna have to, no, I'm just gonna continue on. Women receive their dead raised to life again. Like the example, that's how Abraham felt. If I put Isaac to death, the Most High just raise him back up. It says, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection, man. All right. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings. Yeah, moreover, the bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and in caves of the earth. It says, all these having obtained a good report through faith, receive not the promise. See, that go back, when they say, many men, okay, have had faith and received not the promise, but they still have faith in the Most High. And they gonna receive that promise, through the resurrection. All the Israelites is gonna receive the promise. Now 2/3 of the nation of Israel, y'all gonna, catch a bad one from the Most High, but you still gonna be in the kingdom, man. We all gonna receive the promise. All right, it's just the men of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, the sons of God, man. We got the faith. We're blessed with the faith, That's a true gift, man. But I hope that video was edifying. All right, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.